Hey, welcome back. I'm Sean Barn at Lookingpoint. We help IT organizations make decisions around collaboration, security, and networking. Today we're talking about our in-house developed tool called Acela. It helps you with asset management and device configuration compliance, as well as SmartNet and support to help you manage all of that in one easy platform. So we're going to get started and go through the features and capabilities and a quick demo. So let's get into it. So what is Acela? Acela is asset management, lifecycle administration, and real-time intelligence. It also provides configuration compliance. So what can Acela do? It provides inventory management, real-time telemetry, managed support and maintenance contracts. It provides asset correlation, customized reporting, and predictive search to simplify asset management. And we're going to go through those features in detail to show you how they work. But inventory management, just think of it like I've got all these devices on the network. It's going to integrate with your monitoring tool. So if you have SolarWinds or if you're a managed customer of ours leveraging Logic Monitor, either one of those can provide a direct integration into Acela, meaning if they're in those tools, they're going to show up in Acela. And we're going to take their serial number information, send that out to a manufacturer like Cisco to get information like recommended iOS, if the device is supported from a configuration standpoint, if the device is end of life or end of support. All of those things will be correlated together into Acela to make it easy and simple for you to manage those network devices. How does Acela work? Well, Acela works by integrating with your on-premise monitoring tool. So whether or not you have SolarWinds or Logic Monitor, Acela will take in that information through APIs and bring it into our database. From there, Acela is going to work with the manufacturer APIs to go get relevant data about it. And so it brings all of these data sources together to provide one simple, easy view so you know how to manage your SmartNet and your support coverage, your recommended iOS, also be able to search device configurations and apply configuration best practice to all of your devices through policy. So that's at a high level how it works. Let's get into the demo so you can see it firsthand. All right, so I'm at the login screen and it has my username and password. I'm gonna click login, and as soon as I do that, it's gonna ask me for two-factor authentication. I'm gonna push an authentication request to myself. I'm gonna hit approve, and it's gonna take me into the tool. Now on the left side, you're gonna see all of our navigation. Now this is the view for Lookingpoint internally. You'll have a different view. It's a slimmed down view on your end, but this is for demo purposes so you can see the tool. Now, if I click on filters, I can filter this by managed devices. I could filter by a site, a particular site. I could filter by a contract status, meaning is it active? Is it expiring? Is it expired? Is it not covered? I could also look for things that are maybe active, inactive, or operating without support. So I could look at those as well. I could look at the type of device. So if I had routers, switches, firewalls, I could search all of those device types as well. And with any of these searches, you can add multiple. So I could add routers, switches, and firewalls all in one search. I could add multiple sites or a single site. I could say monitored, not monitored, and I could do multiple contract statuses. So as an example, I'm going to go ahead and click Manage Devices. So it's going to give me all the devices that are managed, and it's going to give me a friendly host name, the serial number, the type of device it is, the type if it can pull it from the API, and the site that it's located, the contract number, and the contract end date. So if I wanted to do things like, hey, Acela, show me the devices that are on the network, so that means managed, and also expiring their SmartNet support. I could do that by just simply clicking the filters button and go contract status expiring and hit apply. And it's going to show me the 3 devices that are expiring support, and I could see over here what the end date of that support coverage. From a different search, I could also go, you know what, I don't care about contract status so much. I care if there's a replacement available. Maybe I want to do a network refresh and I want to highlight the devices that are most important for me to refresh. So I'm going to click apply on this. It's going to show that with this icon here saying replacement available. It's also going to show the coverage status. So this device is not covered, this one's expired, this one's active, and this one is not covered. So I can see these 4 devices, their coverage status, and there's a replacement available for that device. So if I clicked on, let's just say this 2911 as an example, I'm going to click on it. It's going to show me more details about it. Now, if I look at this migration info and expand that, it's going to tell me that a 2911, the recommended replacement is a 4331. And if I wanted to drill into that, I could click view more details, and it would take me to the Cisco announcement where it talks about this being an end of life device, or it's announced end of life, and it has a replacement of a 4331. So I can get more details there and decide if I wanted to replace that. Also, if I wanted to get things about IP address and things of that nature, I could do that from the monitoring details screen. From a software suggestion perspective, I can see what version is running on the actual device, and I can also see what Cisco recommends as a recommended version. And if I wanted to get more details, we have a report that you could pull on all of your devices, so it gives you a simple, easy to look at view of what you're running on your device and what's recommended, so you can make a decision on, hey, what devices should I actually upgrade? So this is a high level of the asset management. I want to go into the search capability. So as an example, if I just wanted to start typing an IP address, it's going to search all of the information in the database very quickly. So if I just type 10.1.10, it's going to start to list out all the devices with 10.1.10 as the IP address through the monitoring information. And so it's going to show me the list here. I could find that device and click on it, and I could get all the information about it, renewal history, monitoring details, software suggestions, all of those things, and any of the EOX dates. The EOX dates provide things like end of sale, the purchase date, the last date of support, and if it's available, it will give it to you in the tool. Now again, all of these things are easily reported to in an automated way to you if you so choose. So I'm going to close out of this, and we're going to talk about configuration compliance. So configuration compliance, we're going to build rules of your configurations. Now if you had standard things like, hey, we always want to have an ACL on this VTY line, we could build a rule that searches for that. If we said we want to have a rule that says all passwords are service password encryption, as an example, we could set up a rule for that. And all of these rules have violation levels. And so you can set 3 levels of violation, and you could come in here into the tool and see which devices are in compliance and which ones aren't. And furthermore, it's going to tell you what configuration isn't compliant, so you can go resolve those issues. And it does this in real time. So essentially what you're getting is an assessment always in real time happening, and it's done through this tool. So let's take a look at this core switch, or we could take a look at this DMVPN router. It's got 2 high priorities and 1 medium priority, no low priorities. So let's click into it. So you're going to see the configuration when you open it, and you have the ability to search the configuration. So if I just type VTY, it's going to highlight on the left here all the VTY lines, and it's going to give me a little indicator here where they're at. Now, if I wanted to go to that point in the code, as you can see, I can just click here and it kind of gives me the indication. I could hover with my mouse and just click anywhere in here, but you can see these little yellow lines on the right-hand side. I could just click here and it shows me where those have been matched. Now, if I wanted to flip over to compliance, I can scroll up here and I've got configuration, I've got violation. So let's flip over to violations. So on the violation side, we can see what stuff was valid from a valid configuration best practice. Service password encryption is turned on, so that's a valid configuration, no issue there. Let's look at something that isn't correct. Now we can see we have our best practice, line VTY 1 through 4, line VTY 5 through 15, and it's saying, hey, I partially matched this. It looks like the access list ACL, this ACL doesn't exist in line VTY 5 through 15. In 1 through 4, it's saying it doesn't exist. Now, what I imagine, it's 0 through 4 on this device, and we can go validate that in a second. And then the ACL is probably missing on this device. So in this case, we would go into the configuration, add the ACLs, so it would become compliant. Now, in this case, this would be a security violation, so that's why it's probably high, and it would enable you to see this in real time and fix those errors before you have a vulnerability in your environment. So let's take a look at the configuration, and I'm going to search by VTY. Now, as you can see, line VTY 0 through 4. So if I click back over to the violations, we can see we've got 1 through 4. So this is a policy configuration. So we go in and tune the policy to say 0 through 4 for these devices, or we could actually do an OR statement to look for OR 0 through 4, or 0 through 5, or 0 through 4, or 1 through 4. Those are all options that we could do from a rules perspective. But you get the idea. This quickly gives you an idea of where you're at from a configuration compliance in all of your assets, and also it does it in real time. All right, so we covered a lot. We covered how Acela provides you asset management and inventory information, such as support information, recommended iOS, if there's a device replacement available, and we talked about how it pulls all of that information from your monitoring tools. So whether you have SolarWinds or Logic Monitor, we can take in that data and give you asset information in real time. It also helps you manage your SmartNet. So as you're trying to renew your SmartNet, you can clearly see what device is associated to what serial number, and it's super easy for you to sort out, do I need coverage on this device or do I not? Additionally, it provides asset management in terms of configuration compliance. It does it in real time. So it makes sure that if you have devices or if you have a configuration best practice, that it's always in place on all of your devices. And if it's not in place, it tells you in real time as well. So you can fix those errors and issues without manually going through your configurations and trying to keep them in compliance with all the changes that could be going on in the network. So it's an easy way to make sure you're in compliance. It's an easy way to make sure your SmartNet is covered, and we hope we answered some of the key questions that you may have about Acela. If you'd like to learn more or you'd like to set up a demo, reach out to us at lookingpoint.com. You can click contact us, or you could email sales@lookingpoint.com. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button so you get all of our content as we release it, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.